Structural terminology. When we study sentence structure in grammar, it's important to understand how sentences are built. A sentence isn't just a line of words placed one after the other. It actually has an internal structure made up of parts that work together to create meaning. These parts are what we call constituents. Some of these constituents combine directly to form bigger parts of a sentence. These are known as immediate constituents. A constituent is simply a group of words or sometimes even a single word that forms a meaningful unit within a sentence. For example, in the sentence, "She regretted her decision." The phrase "her decision" acts as a single unit or constituent because it functions as the object of the verb regretted. We can identify constituents using a few simple tests. First, the substitution test. Replace the group with a pronoun. For example, "She regretted her decision" to "she regretted it." Second, the movement test. Try moving the group around in the sentence. For example, "She regretted her decision" to "it was her decision that she regretted." And for the question test, ask a question that gets the group as an answer. For example, what did she regret? Her decision. Immediate constituents. When we talk about immediate constituents, we're referring to the parts that directly combine to form a larger structure in a sentence. These are the closest building blocks of a phrase or sentence without diving into the smaller parts that lie within them. To better understand this, think of a sentence structure like a family tree. Each sentence or phrase has parents, or the larger units, and children as the parts that make them up. Immediate constituents are those first-level children, the parts that directly create the structure above them. Let's look at the phrase, "regret his decision." If we treat this as one larger unit, its immediate constituents are the verb regret and the noun phrase his decision. These two parts are the ones that directly combine to form the full phrase. However, within the phrase his decision, there are smaller parts, the word his and the noun decision. These are constituents, but they are not immediate constituents of the full phrase, only of the smaller noun phrase. Let's proceed to the tree diagrams. These are a common way to visually represent grammatical structure in linguistic analysis. Despite being referred to as trees, these diagrams differ from natural trees in a crucial way. They grow downwards. That is, the structure begins with a single node at the top, usually representing a larger grammatical category such as a phrase or sentence, and branches downward to smaller constituent elements like words and subphrases. In a tree diagram, the individual elements such as the words, phrases, and categories are called nodes, and the lines connecting them are known as branches. These nodes and branches help illustrate how larger grammatical units are made up of smaller parts and how those parts relate to each other within a sentence. To better explain the relationships between nodes, linguists often describe the structure in terms of family relationships. This metaphorical framework includes terms such as mother, daughter, and sister. A node that immediately or directly connects to other nodes is referred to as the mother of those nodes. The nodes it dominates are its daughters, and nodes that share the same mother are considered sisters. For example, in the phrase regretted his decision as your top level P node, it dominates a verb, which is the word regretted, and another P node, which is the verb's complement, the his decision. The top P node or the phrase is the mother of both the verb and its complement. As such, the verb and complement P node are sisters. Furthermore, if the complement P node itself dominates a pronoun and a noun, then this P node is the mother of the pronoun and the noun, and the pronoun and noun are sisters. Linguistic structures can be represented using bracketing, an alternative to tree diagrams. Each constituent is enclosed in square brackets defining its boundaries. For example, the postwoman pestered the doctor on his birthday. Adding labels to brackets, for example, improves equivalence with tree diagrams but increases complexity. The choice between bracketing and tree diagrams depends on the desired level of detail and the complexity of the structure being analyzed. For example, the sentence, "The playful kitten chased the red ball quickly," can be bracketed as follows.